Hello guys, Arkan here. I just want to take some time to tell you guys that we have a Patreon set up for the channel. It's an additional way you can support us. So I will put the link in the YouTube cards and in the description. Thanks for checking it out and I hope you enjoyed the video. He reaches back and casually tugs it into place, the thick tail of his thumping against his denim-clad ass. And it's a very big ass. If he really is 49, he's damn fine for his age. As the door clicks shut, the fossa suddenly appears, eyes sparkling as she leans down to collect our empty cups. Is it going well? It's an exaggerated whisper, the same as what was barely muffled by the espresso machine. I grin in response, which results in a quiet shriek. Her tail thrashes around behind her. Good. Stephan is a really sweet guy. Her eyes dart to the bathroom door, then back. Just so you know, this is the longest he's let a date go. My eyes flutter and I lean in. Yeah? He brings a lot of guys here? She waves a hand. Oh, not really, just a few. They usually tend to last about 20 minutes or so, then whoever he comes with ends up leaving alone. She hitches a thumb back towards the bar, the panda smiling at us. We're rooting for you, though. At about this time, the door to the bathroom pops open, so Beth turns on her heel, smiles at Stephan, and makes her way back front, tail swaying behind her. As he's stepping around the back of the chair, Stephan casually adjusts the crotch of his pants. I do my best not to stare, so instead focus on the remainder of the cookie. Yes, you can't. He can't peel his eyes away. Beth checking in on how everything's going. His muzzle turns to look at her as she dips behind a bar and gets to washing our mugs. Oh, she was just making the rounds, collecting dishes that folks were done with. It's a lame out, but the truth. I hope you told her it was going well. He turns back to me with a smile. I said nothing. There's another quirked eyebrow, which gets me to laugh, so I lean in, setting a hand on his knee. No, really, I just smiled, probably like a doof. His hand settles atop mine, then gives a tender squeeze. You've got a great smile. I take a sharp breath through my nose. Thank you. Please stop making me blush. Stop making it so appealing. Stephan! I'm completely frazzled, my tail shaking quickly behind me. Sorry, boss. We're just getting to know each other and I wanted to see how far I could push it. I blush hotly, then squeeze his knee, which elicits another squeeze of my hand. With his free hand, he points to what remains of the cookie. You going to finish that? I shake my head no. By all means, thank you again. The chocolate really did help. It's at that point, as I glance back at the hand covering mine, that I realize just how deep the chocolate brown of his hands is. If we're going to have nicknames, maybe his could be chocolate, but I don't know when I'd use that. He leans on forward, stomach giving the slightest pooch as he collects what's left of the sweet and devours it. My jacket vibrates, drawing his eyes. Reluctantly, I withdraw my hand from his knee, snag my jacket, and retrieve my phone from the pocket. Apologies, I know this is rude. He waves a hand my way. Don't worry about it. The screen hasn't powered off yet, so I catch most of the text from my mother before unlocking it to read it fully. Just got home, see that you found a key. Hope some fresh air is helping you clear your head. Just my mother. I place my phone face down on the coffee table. He gives a wolfish grin, then scratches at his chest, causing his shirt to raise just enough to reveal a strip of golden hair above his belt. Really, inspecting all the inches. If you want me to feel older, just tell me you have a curfew. I shake my head, mock disgust in my voice. No curfew. However, if I don't return home by midnight, I'll turn into a pumpkin. Delicious. I sigh audibly as my tail once more gets wound up and starts dancing behind my back. There it goes again. I mutter stop over my shoulder at it, then turn back, propping my chin in my hand as I rest my elbow on the arm of the sofa. Stephan's just smiling away, amused at the way the huge pile of fluff bounces. He gestures to my gyrating tail. I hope this isn't rude, but, well, are you a gray... My laugh cuts him short and I reach back, drawing my tail into my lap so I can pick through the white fur. No, not rude at all. Ma's a red and Papa's a gray. I hug my tail to my chest, thinking about my father. When I was born, I was a pretty white. The fancy name for it is oculocutaneous albinism, but unlike other white squirrels, I got lucky and didn't end up with red eyes. It's striking. Very handsome. Thanks. I heft my tail awkwardly, then look over at him. What about you? You a natural blonde, or are you hiding some gray? I'm expecting that deep laugh, and I'm not disappointed. I usually keep it trimmed. Don't know how I got this shaggy. That said, no. What you see is what you get. Pretty standard as far as a Wolverine goes, but I am more than blonde and brown. My eyes quickly wander over his frame, taking in what fur is showing. Blonde head, more blonde on the chest, chocolate brown on his hands and forearms. As my gaze wanders down towards that strip of belly fuzz, he laughs. I may be older than you, but that doesn't mean my crotch has gone white. I snort, then reach over and drag a couple fingers along his exposed midriff. Oh my gosh! Can you really do that on the first date? I was looking at this. He curls his hand around my forearm as he dips closer, muzzle brushing against mine before he murmurs in my ear. When can we have a second date? My ears flick, batting against his face, but I'm frozen. Finally, I manage to choke out. Tomorrow? I can feel him smile as he rubs his cheek affectionately against mine. That sounds fantastic. Time seems to drag as he leans back, eyes meeting mine before he nods in approval. Caught up in the moment we've both missed, the reappearance of Beth. She leans down, collecting the crumb-covered cookie plate, then gives us both a huge smile. Can I get you gentlemen anything else today? Stephan releases my arm before straightening up in his chair. No, thank you. She turns to me, waiting for a response. Oh, I think that I'm all set. Thanks. If you do need anything at all, please just let us know. She chirps, thumb hitching over her shoulder towards the bar. Once more, she heads back to the front of the store. I blink a few times, turning to face the Wolverine. I thought that you were supposed to self-bus your tables, or has that changed in the past few years? The simple statement of what I assumed fact finally gets a blush from the gulo. He clears his throat. That's still status quo. She's just very fond of me. As I was ordering, she also said that you were quite handsome. She must be hoping that this goes better than a few of my last dates. I hope that it is, or rather, I hope that it's been a pleasant surprise. It's been lovely. You seem like a very genuine guy. You've been easy to talk to, and you are handsome. A contented sigh escapes my lips as I ease my way to the edge of the sofa. Can I give you my number? He nods, and we both grab our phones. I recite mine, San Francisco area code and all. Send me a text, that will be easier. He's dexterous, nails ticking against the glass surface of his phone as he composes the message. My phone vibrates as it comes through. What time tomorrow? Rather than answer directly, I unlock my phone, navigate to the message, and add him as a contact. Afterwards, I click back to the conversation and reply, 1 o'clock? He reaches over, squeezes my arm, and then quietly rumbles. Perfect. We can figure out specifics later. Let me think of something to surprise you with. Alright. It seems like the appropriate time to call date 1 a wrap, so I stand, collecting my leather jacket and slipping back into it. He follows suit, and chuckles when I reach over to give his grey tee a gentle tug down, covering his paunch. I motion towards the door. After you? You'd probably drown in my tail if you walked behind me, anyways. He laughs loudly, gives a little shrug. That might not be a bad thing. As we're passing the counter, he turns and calls thanks to the girls. Chimes are sent ringing as we exit. I'm a few steps ahead of him when I make up my mind. Silently, I spin around. He hasn't noticed that I stopped. He's watching both baristas through the glass of the front window. He bumps into me, causing me to take a half step back. He freezes, looking down at me, so I take the moment to be forward. My right hand settles on his hip. My left curls around the lapel of his leather jacket. I lean up and smile as I catch hints of chocolate and coffee on his breath. We kiss in front of the coffee shop. Oh my gosh. Everything in that moment feels perfect. To be continued. Okay, that's very nice. I love it. Okay, what's gonna happen now? Oh, it's just the credits written by Bjaker. Bjaker. Sprite CG art by Kai. Background and CG art by Kinu. Background and promotional art by Jasper Lim. Menu illustration by Vuk, V-U-K, or Vuk, I don't know. Video FX and UI by Gumdrop Studios. Lead composer Don Leonard. Logo design by Ruva. Editing by Whale. Programming by Furtive Fox and Snow Yote. Beta readers are Red and Saber, Whale and Eden, May and Rax. Welcome, folks, to the end of Chapter 2. Thank you so much for reading, and I sincerely apologize for the wait on this chapter. That is wholly on me. Managing a project is something that I am still learning, and scope creep was real with this build. I did not expect 20 iterations of the date, with 12 additional focal points, but we got it. Your patience is truly appreciated. And this is the part where I send y'all off to read some other fantastic stories. Need something to read? Check out Terminated by City of Snips, Spirit Summoners of Ain Claire by Ghosty, or A Handful of Dust by Shiru. Thank you all for reading, and we'll meet again for Chapter 3. La Maison Vide. Okay, that was it. So I want to talk about the update. So it's nice to finally see Corey's rougher date, Stephan, in person. You know, the moment they saw each other was nice. It felt real to me. Their meeting felt real to me, and the interaction between the two of them is so nice, you know, and so wholesome yet kind of flirty, not too sensual. It's a breath of fresh air compared to the usual VNs that are overtly sexual or overtly, lewd. I have no problem with those kind of VNs, but this kind of content, this kind of interaction between the characters is so nice. Considering the two characters met on a hookup app, which is related to, which is like a reference to Grindr in real life, and we already know that those usually the interactions in those kind of apps are shallow and, you know, straight to the point, you know, get on with the hookup or not. But this story where it leads into something more, into something deeper, and the connection is more emotional. I like that very much. Okay, so if you guys liked what I did, I hope you can leave me a like on this video and maybe subscribe if you haven't yet. and I want you guys to take some time to appreciate something in your life today. And I will see you on the next Let's Read. Thank you guys for watching. Bye! Before we end the video, I would like to give a massive thank you to our patrons. Your support means more than the world to us. It means the galaxy to us. Check out patreon.com/arkandray07 to be a patron today. Ciao!